Well, guys, this is not the first video that we made about Washington, D.C. Crime is out of control in our nation's capital. I've never been to Washington, D.C. I do not want to go to Washington, D.C. I would highly recommend that you actually avoid Washington, D.C. because you can get killed, man. The Democrats have destroyed Washington, D.C. Absolutely destroyed Washington, D.C. Muriel Bowser, who is the mayor of Washington, D.C., she needs to answer a whole bunch of questions, man, because the carjackings in Washington, D.C. is out of control. It is out of control. How many politicians have we actually talked about getting carjacked in Washington, D.C.? It's happened. Henry Cuellar, Democrat, right out here in Texas, carjacked. Another like 2 or 3 other politicians also as well, carjacked. It's out of control, man. It is completely out of control in Washington, D.C. Now, this story here, man, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Because we actually need to talk about a Trump official that actually got carjacked in Washington, D.C. But it got much, much, much worse. He died. He was shot in the head. And then the story gets even more worse. So we're going to be talking about that, guys, in this video. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Memberships just start at $5 per month. Remember, live stream every single Friday. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing. We appreciate the support. So here we go. On the New York Post here, former Trump official Mike Gill dead days after suspects Washington, D.C. carjacking spree. And when they say spree, I do mean spree, because Mike Gill is not the only person that's dead. This criminal killed another person in another carjacking 10 minutes later. This is horrific, man. Horrific. Everybody, please stop voting Democrat. Stop voting progressive. I mean, Washington, D.C., man, is what? Mostly black people. What are you doing, black people in Washington, D.C.? You're voting for your own destruction. It says here, former Trump official Mike Gill, who was shot by a carjacker Monday in Washington, D.C., died from his wounds on Saturday. Fox 5 D.C. reported, quote, "It is with profound sadness that I wish to inform the community of the passing of my husband, Mike Gill," his wife, Christina Gill, said in a statement. Man, quote, "His sudden departure has left a void in our lives that can never be filled." Gill had served as Trump's chief operating officer of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Drew Maloney, president and CEO of the American Investment Council and Gill's friend for 15 years, said he was, quote, "grateful for their friendship." Quote, "Mike was not just a close friend. He was an extended member of our family. Our daughter's friendship blossomed into a beautiful bond, and it was a testament to Mike's warmth and kindness that he welcomed us into his life with open arms," Maloney told Fox 5 DC. This is a picture here of Mike Gill right here. Former CFTF Chairman J. Christopher Giancarlo remembered Gill as one of the most wonderful, honest, earnest, and open-hearted persons on this earth. Quote, "Words cannot express the tragedy of the loss of this fine man, colleague, and cherished friend," Giancarlo added. "He will be sorely missed and long remembered." Now, here is the details here of how he died. The father of 3 was picking his wife up from work when 28-year-old Artel Cunningham got inside his parked car outside of an office building on K Street and shot him in the head around 5:45 p.m., according to police. Wow. And I'm assuming that is the suspect, Artel Cunningham, right there. Man. Now, here is where it gets even more troubling, okay? After the shooting, Cunningham fled on foot. He didn't even take the car. He fled on foot. He tried to steal another vehicle around 7 p.m. on 3rd Street. About 10 minutes later, he fatally shot 35-year-old Alberto Vasquez Jr. and drove off in his car. He stole 2 more cars before allegedly opened on fire at a D.C. police officer along I-295 and a Maryland State police trooper who was assisting a disabled vehicle along I-95 in Laurel, Maryland around 2:30 a.m. the next day. No officers were injured. Wow. And that's Mike Gill there with his family, his wife and 3 kids, man. Around 4:30 a.m., Cunningham was shot and killed. I didn't know he had already died. So he got shot and killed by new Carrollton police officers after he allegedly came at them with 2 guns in Prince George's County. Officials believe the rampage was the result of a mental breakdown. Gill had been working as senior vice president for capital markets at the Housing Policy Council when he died. Man, something is wrong, man. The crime in D.C. is out of control. Carjackings after carjacking after carjacking happening all the time in Washington, D.C. And now a criminal scumbag goes on a rampage and kills multiple people. Thank God for the police, man. You people that want to defund the police, man, this is what's going to happen, man. If you defund the police, you're going to have a whole bunch of people out there like this crazy dude that shot and killed Mike Gill. Now, Trump, I do believe, is going to win the election. He's going to be back in the White House. Trump needs to be protected at all costs. I know that the Secret Service is there, but man, Washington, D.C. needs to be cleaned up completely. Get rid of all of these politicians out there running that city because they have done a poor job. This is insane, man. Absolutely insane. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, you shouldn't be getting carjacked out there in D.C. But this is happening on a regular basis. Even Secret Service, not long ago, they're protecting Joe Biden's granddaughter, if I'm not mistaken. And there was an attempted carjacking of the Secret Service. This is how crazy D.C. is. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.